Okay, so I went ahead and I stuck them or organized them into that tin, and I have basically cut slices of, or those strips of magnet, and went for good sizes so that these pans stay put. In fact, I could turn this out or upside down and nothing comes off, so they really are staying there, which means it's easier for me to swatch as the half pans don't move around and makes life so much easier. Okay, so these are here, and I'm going to go ahead and start swatching these. So as I said before, they felt quite fresh, and they are really pigmented, so that's a great thing for watercolors. In the same way, they are behaving as the ones previously I purchased and had some sent by Jackson's as well. They re-wet really easily, regardless of being drier or fresher, is what I'm trying to say. And then let's go for the second one. Some of them, I have noticed this in the first video, have almost like a coating like on top. It doesn't seem to be affecting the watercolor in any way, but it's just something I have noticed previously as well. So if you get that in your full pans, don't be worried about it, thinking that there might be something wrong, because I kind of thought there might be when I first experienced it, because you can see there's almost like a waxy layer of something. So when you put your water over, it just sort of acts like a resist. But that's just how they are. I'm not sure whether it has something to do with their binders, or maybe they put a coating of something on top. I have no idea, but it works fine, so just don't worry about it. So the oranges are beautiful. I mentioned before that, oh, this is a gorgeous orange. This is right up my alley. Love it. I mentioned before that I was keen to add some oranges to this palette, and I didn't find oranges that I liked, so I'm quite happy that they came out with 5 oranges here. So let's see, next one. I'm going to title them in the end and go through the dry swatches with you. Now we're just sort of looking at how they're behaving and how they're going on and the color value. This is very pretty as well. And then the final orange in this 25 new colors. So this seems to be a bit more opaque, just like this one. Okay, so those are the oranges, really pretty colors. This is a great kind of like orangey yellow. Next one. So I think, from what my memory tells me, there's one quinacridone in these 25 colors. Or is there anything else? No, that's it. This is the Quinacridone Fuchsia, and I have Quinacridone Pink here, so let's see how similar they are. This is definitely a fuchsia. Yes, it's a lot deeper than the pink one, so you can see here. Next we have Potus Pink. Now Potus Pink I really have a soft spot for, because some brands have really beautiful hues, and mind you, this one re-wets beautifully. I hope you can see it, but it's like cream. It's got this beautiful creamy texture, and I didn't need to work too much to achieve that in the sense of revetting. Some Potus Pink colors, depending on a brand, this is beautiful. It's perfect kind of mauve color. Yeah, some of the brands have a Potus Pink that are beautiful, but very hard to re-wet and are best to be used from the tube, which, you know, sometimes it's great to have a Potus Pink in a pan so you can kind of take it with you or have it in a pan when you're working in a palette. So this one definitely allows you. Gosh, this is, let's see what it will look like when it dries out. On camera it doesn't look as pretty as in real life. So this is super pretty. It's just gorgeous. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this one is like a between a grey and a lilac and a blue type of a color, like a dulled down lilac with a bit of blue in there, I'd say. Very interesting color. Next one. This is beautiful. This is like, gosh, this is very unique. It's hard to describe this color. I'd say it's like a denim with a touch of purple in there. And it's color separating here already, the pigment separating. Beautiful. This is very unique. Oh wow, this one is starting to separate into pinks and purples and blues. This is also quite unique. So we definitely will have to look at these colors when they're fully dry. And then let's see, this is a grey. I actually have been looking for a pastel grey, and I so hope this is it, because yes, this is exactly the color that I have been looking for. Now you might think it looks very opaque and kind of dull, but when you use quite a fair amount of water with this can substitute white, and it's sort of like a tinted white. Look at it like a buff titanium, but a grey version of it, and it creates the most beautiful teals and turquoises, mixing it in the right way. I'll try to link the video up here for you to see this, what I'm talking about. You'll understand if you watch that video, but basically this is the perfect color that I have struggled to find in other brands, and it just looks so beautiful, and I'm happy to have it because I didn't realize I would get it in these 25 colors. So I'm pretty happy with this new release. It's fantastic. I mean, for me it's like a set, or not a set, but like a, you know, new colors made for me. Most of them are the colors that I'm so into right now. Even this blue, you know that I don't like blues. A color that I use least, like a purple as well, but these are, this is a beautiful blue, and this particular blue works really well as a contrasting color with autumnal palette right now. It just makes things pop because it works really well with the oranges, as you can see. Okay, next one. So this one kind of has a tone of an ultramarine, but a texture of a cobalt. So basically it has that beautiful, cool toned blue with opacity to it. So if I hold this one, you can see it's sort of reminiscent to the color, but the texture is different. It's a cobalty texture. And next one, before I get carried away, they're just beautiful, my god. Okay, so next one. Oh, okay, so this one was a Cobble Teal. You can see it's more green, and this is this classic turquoise, which you can find in a lot of brands. Some brands do the color more pungent and some do it less pungent. I'd say this is quite comparable to the core version that I have. Just, you know, I obviously am not swatching them side by side, but from remembering how core cobbled turquoise felt, this is comparable. This is perfect now. So this is Sap Green Light. Now it's the perfect green. It's the perfect sap green in my opinion. I had a bit of a problem with this sap green originally, and I just don't think it's a sap green, but this one is, and I'm so happy they have corrected it. Beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, next one. Oh, yeah. As far as Perylene greens go, this is a deep Perylene green. This is a stunning green. So these colors are super pigmented, as I said before, and they're coming out now with more and more interesting and unique colors. Like this color, I haven't seen it anywhere. This is so unique. Already I'm loving quite a few of these colors, you know. I'll tell you in the end which are my favorite colors, and so far I'm not hating a single color. I think they're beautifully made, and you know, there's a lot of thought that went into these 25 new colors. Now this is the burnt sienna, I believe. I'm not going to give you the exact names now. I'm going to do that at the end when they're dry. But yeah, love burnt siennas in any shape or form, as you know. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is going to be something crazy granulating, I can tell. Yeah, it's already, I mean, it's not even dry, but it's already doing some crazy granulation here, which I love. Okay, next one. The sun came out to say hello. Okay, this is very, very opaque. I think this is Indian red, but this just doing some guessing work from the pigment color. Let's see. Yep, it is Indian red. Okay, next one. Next one, that's the one I believe I had here. This color here. So when you put it on, it looks super opaque and you're not going to see much of its beauty. So the trick with this color is to really use a little bit of it, or not too much, and use plenty of water. That's when you're going to start. I sort of love almost lifting it. You can see here on the swatch that you see the true beauty once that happens. And now this is the new version of it. So that was the violet shade, and now this is the brown shade. So same thing here. I'm going to use quite a bit of water, and it should start giving us some really interesting pigment separations and all that stuff. Okay, needs some time as well, comes through better when it's dry. And then onto the final row of colors. This is quite special. This is this lapis lazuris, I think. Let's have a look. Lazurite lapis lazuli. So from what I heard, this is one of the most expensive pigments. It's very sought after. I don't know how theirs is sourced, but from what I understand, it's a real pigment, a real earthy pigment, mineral, whichever way you want to name it. And it's very, very interesting. It's a very pale color. It's fantastic for like rainy skies and all of that. I'm just going to do the next one here. This is also very interesting. similar to this one, just with a more kind of grey-green look to it. Now this one is quite unique. I don't think I've seen anything like this in other watercolor brands. So very pale, kind of, what would I describe it as? Like a pastel green, but it sort of looks transparent to me. It doesn't look like opaque. And I believe it was supposed to be transparent. Let me just double check again. This is semi-transparent and it's called malachite. Okay, anyway. Coming to the last two. So I think the bottom row is it's meant to be earthy pigments, like, you know, natural organic pigments or something like that. Okay, last one is goethite. I discovered goethite recently by Daniel Smith and absolutely fell in love with it. It's supposed to be like yellow ochre, or like a brown, with a brown tint and super granulating. So again, right up my alley right now. I love granulating and I love the siennas and the ochres, so love that color. It's a good color, this one. So I'm going to try them, title them, and we're going to have a look at these beautiful swatches up and close and personal.